Monza red, and it's right-hand drive.
Yeah, I like this color on this car.
So we're doing a full maintenance package on this, as well as clutch and the AP2 retainers and keepers, just for, let's say, peace of mind. It could really use a color correction. You see the swirls in the paint? I mean, the paint looks good, but a color correction would really, really wake this up.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to test a couple of products on this. So we've scanned our cup holder and phone holder. I don't just want to say, okay, this is it, and it fits right-hand drive until we actually fit it on right-hand drive. But we're going to just double check our fitment on this while it's here. We have this car for 3 days. If you never sat in a right-hand drive S2000, it's amazing how much tighter it is on that side. Obviously the car chassis is the same, but the fact that everything is over there makes it even tighter than regular. Look at the space I have here. I mean, it's so different feeling.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, from here down is the same car.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that this would be over here, all of this is just so open. I mean,
yeah, I have the big bump for the catalytic converter and stuff on my side. Like, my leg is resting on the floor going all the way down.
yeah.
Like, from my knee down is almost touching the
I
floor.
drove a right-hand drive car to test for a customer, and I was shocked when I drove it how tight it was. This feels huge. So OEM clutch, oil change, brake, clutch fluid flush. This is very important. Trans fluid, diff fluid, spark plugs. This has almost certainly never been changed, but we'll show you along the way. AP2 retainers and keepers. This is just preventative maintenance. Everyone has a debate whether you should do the intakes or the exhaust, whether the person revved it or didn't rev it. There's so many factors. Just change them all. It's peace of mind. That's the reason you're doing it in the first place. Peace of mind. Pedal buttons, serpentine belt, shifter rebuild, cabin filter, which we don't know if it's the same one. We're going to remove his and take a look. I'm assuming it's the same one because it looks like it's in the same place. And change the battery positive terminal because it looks a little sketchy. You've never seen under the hood of one of these. This is what it looks like. Obviously, this bit in the middle is in the same place. These two things are switched. Obviously, being right-hand drive, we're going to double check and see. I think we checked this before. We're not in the business to sell right-hand drive master cylinders because we have to build so many at a time to make it cost effective, and we don't have the right-hand drive market. But we're going to check our cup holder and phone holder. Positive terminal has been changed because the JDM batteries have a really small post, which this has already been cut off and changed, but as you see, it's broken here. It's working, but it's going to fail. So we'll change that. And then, of course, we'll go over everything else. Oh, I got to put on his list, coolant flush. It's most certainly the original coolant. So I just removed that section there, and there is no filter on that side. So over here, you can see there is a housing, but it doesn't look like there's a filter in it. This is kind of new to us. Not sure if it's even possible to put a filter in it, or if somebody just didn't put one back. So the housing looks exactly the same, just no filter in it. So this is the part number for the filter. We keep them in stock and we sell them in the store, so it's something you really should stay on top of. One thing we noticed, compliance bushings are pretty beat up. We're just gonna make a note of all this stuff and let him know. We don't really see anything major bad. The clutch master cylinder isn't bad. Here's a tip for you if you're ever draining your fluid. If you stick a hose through that hole and then it attaches to the radiator, the filter on the S2000 needs to be the large frame filter. This is the OEM filter. We sell this in the store. It's the only one I use on my cars, and I'd recommend you use it too. It's larger for a reason. This is the standard Civic style filter. Pretty much every Honda runs this. This is due to the high RPM of the S2000. Most of the Civics now rev to 7,000 RPMs. S2000s, AP2 revs to 85, AP1 revs to 9. This is the additional volume that you need for the higher RPM motor. This is more money, so more cases than not, when you get a filter done, they will sell you this one. This is almost half the price of this. The one that came off this car was a Wix. It was even smaller than this. I wouldn't run that. Run this for your S2000, and this is our S2000 oil change tool, like we've shown you so many times. This makes your life easier, not just for removing it, but for torquing the filter. This needs to be tightened 7/8 of a turn, so this doesn't vibrate off. It does happen on S2000s. If this comes loose, sprays oil over the header. Was not fun. I didn't enjoy that. Luckily we only do about 2 every 30 years. Right-hand drive. This one being the second, by the way. Alright, brake clutch fluid, spark plugs, AP2 retainers and keepers. That's what George is taking apart right now. Coolant flush, I can start adding the coolant. We do have more of the coolant bucket systems in stock. This helps not only fill the system, but bleed it. Very, very simple DIY system. I will make a dedicated video on this one of these times. I promise. So many people have asked for it. It's very simple once you know the procedure, and using this makes it even easier. We do have a vacuum system to suck down the coolant to put the fluid in. I still say this is easier. So we made a prototype just to test the fitment on the right-hand drive, and we can confirm it does fit. So the little foot right here, the support, it's going to be really close to that navigation. So if you do have navigation, it'll work, but I think your phone is going to partially block up that screen. But let us know if you have interest. We have to do a minimum order to have these built. It will work on all right-hand drive. We also have the MagSafe charger in the store that fits our brackets, plug and play. Fantastic. LHDperformance.com. Another really common issue with these knobs falling apart. This one I barely touched it and a piece just fell off. There's another piece right there. It fell off in my hand. So as you see close up, you see they get kind of cracks in there. We carry them in the store. This is still, I think, my preferred knob. There is some aftermarket ones, which, to be honest, we've tried. I like this because, as you see, it's white through here, and the light actually protrudes through, and just that little white line lights up, and I really like that. It's just a nice look, and if you keep them out the sun, they're going to last 20 or 30 years. So this is going to fall apart, but what you're going to do is grab this and just pull it straight towards you. Don't bend it. You could use some pliers if you don't grip it enough, but don't bend it because you could damage these switches. But you're just going to grab it and pull it straight towards you like this, and you see it's got that D shape right there. Just put the knob on the same way. They're the same US, Japanese, Canadian models. It's the same, but push it right on until it lines up. There you go. Look how much nicer that looks. So I'll pull it straight towards you. This is weird because it's falling apart in my fingers. Maybe the worst ones I've seen. This is one of those little satisfying things. You do it yourself. You're not going to run into any issues. You're not going to start a project and then find out you can't put it back together. There you go.